Good evening. This is the video submission for my social media project that I'll be doing, answering the next four following questions. So, starting with the first one, my mission statement. What is important to me, who I am, what I stand for, what I like to do, and what I want to do with it. So, in relating it to the social media aspect of it, I would say my mission statement is to be the most genuine version of myself, or to translate my in person genuineness online as well, which I think it's a little bit hard to do on social media, especially on something like LinkedIn, where you're just kind of always showing your best foot forward and not really showing the realness of everything. And so I think that would be my mission statement, to be the most genuine person online as I am in person. And what I like to do is, my current job is I work at a hotel, at the Post Oak Hotel at Uptown. And so what I like to do is I get to talk to people every day. Basically, I get paid to interact with people. I get to socialize with a lot of the guests that we get at the hotel, which is my absolute pleasure. Like, I love talking to these guests. And so, what I stand for basically is always being my true self, especially with guests and especially with colleagues and companies. Definitely always showing that I can be genuine and also professional in a five-star property as well as any other property. Like, you can be professional and receive this first five-star standard, as well as be yourself in it. You're not losing yourself. Um, and so, what I want to do with that is definitely translate it online. I think it's kind of difficult to do, especially since I'm kind of new to the digital age. If I'm being quite honest, I don't have any social media. That's like a fun fact about me, is that I don't. I was in the generation where everything kind of blew up. Like, I had Snapchat before the celebrities had Snapchat. I had different, just, Instagram before the celebrities had Instagram. And so things of that nature, I grew up on this like really big come up of social media. And as a young girl, that is not the most healthiest, in my opinion. I don't think young, impressionable girls during their ages in middle school and high school should have something like social media where it's like just constant pressure that they don't need. I don't think it's a healthy thing to have, in my own opinion. And so I took a step back from it when I was I want to say almost freshman, eighth grade age, and I don't have any Instagram. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't have Facebook. I don't have really any other social media other than Twitter and TikTok at this point, and LinkedIn, I guess, if you want to consider it. Other than that, I don't. I've just never been a person to post things on that type of media and like post about my life. So now, coming into my professional life where it's used a lot professionally, it's wild, and it's something that I wouldn't envision myself doing. So, question two, self analysis. What are my strengths, my weaknesses, slash skills and talents, as well as what opportunities and threats are there in the market now in the near future, that I can take advantage of or that can hinder my success? So, definitely my strength is my willingness to do something new, my ability to adapt to my environment. I would say my ability to be put out of my comfort zone. I think the willingness to do that, I feel like people will stay at a certain stage in their life and never move from it because they like that comfort and they like that like tent that they build their stuff under. And I think for myself, where I'm constantly moving, either jobs, positions, departments, it's very crazy. And so I think going into the digital social media age can definitely assist me with um, encouraging my strength on encouraging the strength that I have in a digital way. And then I would definitely say my weaknesses are my lack of experience when it comes to it. I think that can really hinder me a lot of people, they seem like pros on here, and so it's just kind of hard to blend in and not really stick out like a sore thumb. And then my weakness is also the perception that I put out, and like caring about the perception and always wanting to be, perceived well and not really being able to control everything. That's also kind of difficult. And just the fear of being judged, I think that will also be considered one of my weaknesses. What opportunities or threats are there in the market? So, threats, definitely. I work in the hospitality industry. There's always another threat of a epidemic, of my whole entire department being shut down, basically everything being turned upside down again. It's happened once. Who's to say it won't happen again? I think that's like a huge threat for sure. Um, I would say opportunities is definitely like the digital aid that's coming, the robots, things that are just like coming up in the hospitality industry. It's a lot, and like knowing that so much is changing currently post COVID. I think that's really important as well. There may be digital hospitality positions that are going to be opening up, and so that's also really interesting. Um, and so what And so the other question was opportunities that I can take advantage of. Like I said, the hindering of my success would be another epidemic, and a opportunity that would I would take advantage of is like more of like the digital aspect of, could we work in hospitality but also work from home? Or is it always going to be front of house, back of house with like a physical demanding job? Just like how tech jobs suddenly they realize, oh, we can do all this at home. Why do we have to be at the office? It could it be turned into something like that? Who knows? Um, and the next question is my career objectives. Very good question. And so, um, basically, I went from working 6 years in restaurants to now working for about a year in the hotel. And so basically the time frames that I've had, I definitely, had to start from the bottom. I went from being at the top at a restaurant to starting from the bottom at a hotel, which is completely fine, completely understandable. It's a whole new ballpark. To now, I was front desk agent. I started in January, so that's like easy to track basically. January, I started as a front desk agent. I did my training. I got really involved. Then later this year in October, I became a learning coach and I was able to do some training modules and things of that nature. Now, I actually recently got promoted to a guest experience supervisor in the guest relations department at the Post Oak. So that's also really exciting. That actually just happened yesterday. So I'm really excited to start that new role. And so based on my time frame, I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to because I graduate this December as well, and I start my position as a supervisor the week after graduation. And so I'm right at my ballpark of my time frame. Definitely want to go into probably a managerial role. I will still be front of house operations side of it, just a little bit more advanced and more strategic, especially with like the VIP guests that we have. And so that's really exciting. Definitely more of a managerial position, learning my skills. And so for the next following year, since I've graduated, I can really focus on work and focus on SOPs, training modules, and just becoming a supervisor, delegating. And like, I'm going to work with, two different departments that I'm going to have agents working under me. And so I'm going to have the guest relations agents, the club agents, and knowing that is my objective. And maybe even making a managerial position, having that aspect of the hotel that we work at, we are constantly making positions. And so maybe go into that. Or perhaps go into corporate and go into the accounting department or go to the sales department. So there's lots of options. Definitely the time frame next year I'm going to do it for 6 months, maybe a year of the supervisor position. And then I'll go from there. And if I'm very comfortable and perhaps content with the position, perhaps I might switch it up and get out of my comfort zone again and go to the corporate side. I might do that. Who knows? But I could be doing that. And so, but as of my time frame, I've basically been doing it. I became an agent, learning coach, and I'm a supervisor. So I'm right on track. But yeah, definitely long-term goal would be a managerial, salary position. And so if I'm already a supervisor, manager is this close. So I'm already there, which is why I've been working my whole entire college career. So to get to where I'm at right now. But yeah, so I would say that would be my goals is to learn more about the property, learn more about, Forbes and like that 5-star standard. Hopefully, maybe in the future, create a program where we can tour different 5-star hotels around the country and learn a little bit from them and learn about the properties that have been 5 stars for over 10 years. We've only been 5 stars for the last 18, maybe 4 or 5 years, 3 years. And so it hasn't been that long. And so maintaining that record is a little bit harder. So yeah, that'd definitely be my career objectives. And then the following question is identify and research your dream job slash dream employer. What are they looking for when hiring? What do you need to have to demonstrate? If you're working out, what is your goal with your organization or company? Which is sort of tying into question 3. So, as far as dream job, dream employer, I think my dream job is to be making good money, obviously, but also be happy with it. I think that's the really important part is being happy, being content with it, being happy, having a great team, a great system, a level of like, I've been doing this for years and it works, and this is the system that we're doing. I think that's really beneficial. Um, and so, as of right now, my dream employer in Texas happens to be the one that I'm working at right now. So it's a great hotel. If anything, I got oh my God, what is that saying? It's like the creme. Oh, it's like this French saying. It's the creme of the creme. I think that it's that's what it's called, the creme of the creme. Um, so it's a saying. It's like a French saying. I'm pretty sure, where it's like you got the best of the best. Basically, it's like a French phrase of saying that I got the best of the best. And unless there's another property that opens up that's new, I feel like my dream employer would be like another 5-star property, like new, perhaps not bigger because bigger means we're busier. Um, a newer hotel, perhaps like boutique style esque, that still has that like luxury feeling. That isn't old. I think that would be like my dream employer, and being a part of the guest relations aspect of that. I think that would be pretty fun. Um, and what's my goal with my current company? It's definitely go into a managerial position. I think we're a really great team. I think we're really getting there and picking and choosing our supervisors and things of that nature. And my goal is to definitely go into a managerial position, create training modules that will be used in the future. I think that's so beneficial. And yeah, I think having that would be using what I've taught people would be so amazing. And so yeah, I think that'd be pretty gnarly. Um, Having specific training modules that are used and that were created by me, like I was the base, like the outline of it all, and so I think that's really cool to have. But yeah, those were the 4 questions: the mission statement, my self-analysis about myself, my career objectives, and what I think my dream job is. But yeah, wonderful speaking to you, Professor Lee. Hopefully, you enjoyed my presentation.